Global Nutcracker Podcast.
Hello, beautiful people. We're back at the Global Nutcracking Podcast with native teams with Irina Kurkina from Academy Smart Ltd, a company that deals into education. Thank you very much for being here at our podcast.
Thank you for having me.
So you have 2 to 3 minutes to explain to everyone what your company do. I'm also very interested to know.
Yeah, sure. So we do a lot of software development things, but lately we've been doing a lot in ed tech, so educational technology. We have the services, we have products, we have learning management system, continuous professional development tracking tool. That's what we do.
Fantastic. Now, ed tech. Well, that must be very interesting. And what specifically are the products that you're working on?
So one is a learning management system. So there are a lot of players on the market, but we saw the opportunity for the content creators because the content creators, I mean, if you're the company creating an educational content, you may be struggling with an LMS or you may not have one. And that's why we created ours. So it's a multi-tenant platform and it's good for content providers. When it comes to CPD, a lot of companies in legal, accounting industry, they have this obligatory training that their employees have to pass. So, and this tool usually works in conjunction with an LMS, and it allows lawyers, medical workers, specific types of engineering professionals to track their training, the credits, and to be sure that they're staying compliant, that their licenses are going to be renewed successfully. Nobody's going to get in any trouble,
But also to learn some more new stuff, right? It's all about, when I was speaking with a doctor, he said, this is a never-ending profession. If you do not read every day, you're kind of behind the curve. Anyway, fantastic. And how big is your team and where are the people located?
We are 105 people at the moment. We have 2 operational offices, one in Poland, one in Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
And we also have people globally in Portugal and Spain. But the majority of people are located in 2 centers in Poland and in
And with
Ukraine.
these people that are not, because I think that in Poland and in Ukraine, you have your entities, right? You have a legal entity open there.
So the legal entities, we have them, one in Ukraine and one in the United Kingdom.
Okay, so how do you operate with your Polish staff then?
Well, we are in the discussion of opening the Polish entity. We're still considering that, but given the nuances, because legal aspect is one of the aspects where that can be challenging for us, especially when it comes to paying people, hiring people. But the people, I mean, they can be located in Poland, but they are hired for either Ukrainian or the British entity.
Well, in this case, I don't want to sound pitchy, but do not open the entity. We can help and facilitate on that one. And also to the listeners, do not open the entity just yet, right? We can facilitate with that one. But to jump into the topic, okay, it's a big team, 105 people, most of them located in 2 countries. But what you're mentioning here is also a little bit of a difficulty right now, like in Poland. What would you say that is the biggest difficulty you and the business is encountering when it comes to scaling the team compliantly or even scaling in general?
Well, I mean, sometimes our clients have the requirement of having people on site. That can be a problem. And it's not only Poland or Ukraine. It can be Germany, it can be the Netherlands. But the biggest problem for us, I guess, the biggest challenge for us at the moment, I think, is the legal aspect. Because, again, if you want to hire somebody locally, for example, in Poland, a lot of people in Ukraine, for example, they agree to work on the B2B basis. And in Poland, it's also pretty popular. But then the legal nuances come. So dealing with the B2B stuff can be challenging. I mean, money-wise, it can be challenging. Legally-wise, it can be challenging, especially given that we don't have the Polish entity at the moment. And if we want to hire somebody, that can be a challenge.
It becomes problematic. As far as I know, when it comes to also the relationship between companies and contractors, if they're longer than a certain period and the hours are above a certain threshold, then they're basically considered an employee. So you're obliged to also pay other contributions for them. And this is also in the West EU, but also more south in the Balkans, where I'm from. It's more or less the same situation. So you would say that, scaling legally becomes a burden, especially when you are navigating through different legislations and countries. Okay, and how are you planning to tackle this as a company? So you are negotiating in Poland, which is, of course, one of your main hubs. So you have to give more attention to Poland. But how about everywhere else? How are you navigating? How are you tackling this difficulty?
So, well, I mean, opening a legal entity in Poland, for example, could be a solution for sure, but but we're not binded by Poland as such, or only by Ukraine, because and in Ukraine B2B is pretty much manageable because I mean the government knows about it. They're not 100% happy about that, but they know about this. In Poland, it's also manageable, but when it comes to countries like Germany or Netherlands, for example, because once in a while we are thinking about maybe we need to get a salesperson somewhere else.
Of course, the commercial team.
Yeah, so we thought about, because we also considered the option, because there are companies that can be like intermediaries, so they can employ the person you want to hire, and you would have the threefold
Yes.
relationship with them. That was really one of the options that we thought about. We haven't tried it yet, but we get back to this thought once in a while.
Well, look, we'll see after the podcast if we can help, if native teams can help with anything. But you're describing a textbook customer of employer of record, the services that we're offering. Yeah. But I will not stop there, because this is a conversation about scaling. It's not about native teams, right? It's just about scaling in general. Fantastic. What would be the advice that you would give to other founders, other business people when it comes to scaling? What would be the top things that you kind of want them to address so they can do that more easy than difficult?
Well, I think expand your network, because the more people you know, the more people can help you, the better. Because even if you're not an expert in a legislation of some country, you can always find the very nice, kind, and great people that can help you. Like native teams, for example, can be their good contact. I believe so. And overall, the lawyers, the accountants, the companies that can help you, even if they're not going to be your contractor, or not a contractors, but like a service provider, they can still give you good advice. And like looking at ourselves, I'd say don't get binded by one specific region, because we being Ukrainians, always start from Ukraine for various reasons. But sometimes we just need to think out of the box to find new solutions, maybe look for another operational centers, let's say in Latin America or somewhere around the world that we haven't,
You haven't yet explored.
Yes.
But you always start first from Ukraine, because first of all, Ukraine has excellent developers. We see them. Most of our customers are hiring in the region over there, whether it's Ukraine, whether it's Poland. So there's a lot of talent there, and big countries, right? They also have the numbers. But yeah, definitely follow through on everything that you just said. And we scaled. I was the 25th employee at Native Teams. Now we're 300 and some, and I only joined 3 years ago. So it has been quite the journey. And we started from small in the Balkans, and now we're almost everywhere, which means that we are, practicing what we're preaching, and definitely looking forward to help companies like yours and a similar other companies to grow steadily without being a burden from a cost perspective, which is the key pain point that right now your companies are having along the way. Now we'll go into our rapid fire session.
All right.
Quick release questions. There are only 3 of them, and I would like to hear your opinions on it.
Okay.
In 3 words, the key to scaling successfully. 3 words only.
That's a good question. Management, leadership, and network.
Fantastic. Love them. Weirdest compliance rule you've ever seen? What's a rule that has weirded out?
The weirdest one, well, I'm not that much into compliance myself. I mean, I'm not responsible for the compliance piece that much, but well, medical compliance is a disaster. It's very challenging, very complicated. One of my clients, they are a startup in medtech, and it's crazy. You have to be very compliant, secure, and I get that. But this is a very challenging one to navigate.
Very challenging point to tackle.
Yeah.
Good. If time and money wasn't an issue, which country would you expand to next as a company? You have all the cash in the world.
From operational perspective.
Yes.
Oof, that's a good question. Can I name like 2?
You can do 2.
I think from my perspective, that would be the Netherlands and the UK.
The Netherlands and the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
Any particular reason? Why?
I have my personal love to the Netherlands.
Okay,
I
understood.
have a lot of clients, and they are great markets. Netherlands can be very good when it comes to tax nuances. UK
Mhm.
same. And like great markets, English speaking, very good from the business perspective. People are great. I mean, there are various reasons to
Those are
be there.
solid choices, 100%. I back you up on that one. Irina,
Yeah.
thank you very much. It
Thank
was a
you.
pleasure having you here,
My-
and thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Go global, not nuts.